going, YouTube? My name is Blake Yarbrough and welcome back. Today is going to be another exciting video. The white bag is back, and if you've watched any of my previous videos, some crazy shoes have come out of this white bag. So let's just go ahead and start it right off. Today we will be taking a look at the Off-White Air Jordan 4. This is a women's exclusive pair, and before we get into the details, I want to give a special shout out to today's video sponsor, which is Rejuvenator. Now, when I get an expensive pair of shoes, especially like these Jordan 4s in this lighter, this sail colorway, I'm definitely going to take my repellent spray and go ahead and cover the entire shoe with it. Because what that does is protects the whole shoe from any stains that I might get while I'm wearing them. Because if you know me, you follow me, you know that I wear pretty much all of my sneakers. So these would definitely be getting worn by me, and I need a good way to protect them. Rejuvenator's repellent spray is absolutely awesome. Now, they also sent me this entire box of cleaning products, and I've already been using their products now for probably about 4 or 5 years. I got it originally as a gift, and I always loved their products. It's something that I truly believe in. And you can find my link to Rejuvenator's website down in the description below. Special shout out to Rejuvenator. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. Now let's go ahead and get into the highlights of this sneaker. Now let's talk about this brand new model from Jordan and Off-White, the Air Jordan 4 in this sail colorway, which will be a women's exclusive. Now this is set to release July 25th, and it's going to be a women's exclusive. And what that means is that the sizing is based on women's sizing, but usually, not always, usually Jordan Brand will extend the women's sizing range to accompany men's sizes. So these will actually go up to either a size 16 or 16 and a half, which would be a men's 15. And so of course men will be able to purchase these, and men are definitely going to be going for these. I really like this colorway personally. It's got that whole like monochromatic sail colorway. It's like a cream color, and I think they look really amazing. This is actually my first time seeing them. I've only had them now for maybe about an hour, and so I've been looking them over, been looking at some different details that I want to show you guys. And I'm going to start honestly with probably my favorite highlight of the sneaker, and it is the outsole. The outsole is this semi-translucent with also like a cream here on the heel. But what I really like is the Nike logo on the center. It's actually like a Tiffany blue. Same with the traction pod right up here in the forefoot. It's like a Tiffany blue, maybe like a faint Tiffany blue. It's not as vibrant as like maybe the Tiffany Dunks or something like that, but it's definitely got that Tiffany blue vibe, and it's something that I think just really sets the whole shoe off, because the whole entire shoe is like a sail colorway, sail and white. And then on the bottom you've got this nice Tiffany blue accent, and then to go along with that they actually give you a set of laces that match. So you've got this Tiffany blue set of laces, which of course has these shoelaces labeled right there in quotations. I don't know if that would actually be my favorite lace swap on here, maybe that or maybe the sail. You've also got a pair of sail laces that come in here, and then black as well to go along with that cream, or I think it's muslin colorway right here. 4 sets of laces, guys. 4 sets of laces in these. You don't always see it with these bigger collaborations. Sometimes you'll see 4, but a lot of times they only give you like maybe 2 or 3 options. So 4 is definitely like the maximum amount of laces you're going to get with the collab. And so that's something that I'm really excited to see on these. I think that just shows that they really put in the extra effort to kind of color coordinate the laces along with the shoes. Moving from the outsole, right here on the midsole, you've got the standard Air in quotations right there above the Air unit in the heel. Now, of course, this is something that's been done again and again from the Off-White branding, and it's something that you'd come to expect, but it looks so good on the heel to see that right there in quotations, that Air. And then on the opposite side of the foot, inside the netting, you've got that traditional Off-White branding right there, and it's actually behind the netting, much like it was on the Jordan 5 release. You had it kind of hidden behind, almost like you're peeping through to see it. You can't really see all of it, but it looks really good right there on the medial side of the foot. And those are just a few things that I really noticed right off the bat about the shoe that I like. Other thing that's very interesting is the clear heel tab. So you've got the Nike Air heel tab. I'm glad they went with the Nike Air. I just think it looks so much better on the 3s and the 4s than the alternative Jumpman. I like the Nike Air so much better. And so it's interesting that they put that on here, because this isn't an OG Jordan 4. However, it does get the Nike Air, and they decide to go with this new translucent look. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm kind of torn. I don't really like seeing like the split in the colors between this upper half being like whitish and then the bottom half being darker. I don't really like that. I wish it was all one color. I do like the translucent look. I think that looks pretty sick. And then then inside the tongue, you've got the traditional Air Jordan tab upside down, just like it is on every Air Jordan. I thought they could have done something cooler here. Maybe put off-white on it or put something. They could have put something else other than Air Jordan, but that's a small detail. The other thing that I noticed that's been kind of standard for the Off-White Jordan collabs is you've got this raw edge that goes all the way around the ankle collar. So the tongue has a raw edge, and then also the ankle collar is like double layered is the way that it looks. And it's also got that raw edge cut look to it. So this is going to be something that yellows over time. It's gonna age pretty quickly. But that's kind of what that whole off-white, unfinished, you know, aged look is about. The one thing that I noticed pretty quickly is you've actually got a separation in the upper around the ankle collar. So this is actually not stitched together. It looks super weird, honestly, if you notice it. Once you notice it, it looks really weird because you don't have any threading. You have the eyelets where it could be threaded, but they're not in there. So that's something that looks honestly pretty strange. It's unfinished. This wing right here is not stitched to the sneaker at all. And that goes all the way around the heel and to the other side of the foot. So that's something that's pretty interesting. I don't really mind it. It's a small detail. I wish they would have just stitched it because to me it looks like I pulled the threads out individually. Not really a fan of that, but I understand that it's part of the whole concept. It's part of the branding for Off-White, and so I'm not mad at it. Another thing that I wanted to point out is on the toe box and then the paneling that wraps all the way around right here, it is an extremely soft nubuck. I definitely consider this a very premium feel. The nubuck that they put on these is definitely a much higher quality than what they put on like the Raptor 4s or some of the previous nubuck models like the Bred 4s. This is a much better nubuck that they put on these. You can tell, you can see it, you can feel it. That's something that they really stepped up on this pair in particular. Another interesting aspect of this sneaker is the mudguard. Now the mudguard material is like a mesh, and it's what they used on the Jordan 1 Off-Whites, the UNC colorway. There were some issues with the original Off-White Jordan 1s, the Chicago colorway, where the toe box would actually rip, and so they switched to this material right here, which is like a stronger reinforced mesh. That's something that they put on the Off-White Jordan 5s, and now it's made its way onto the Off-White Jordan 4s. And it just goes right here along the mudguard, and actually the edges are like unfinished, they're frayed. And so that's something that just gives it kind of another interesting unfinished, worn in look. Like straight out of the box, they already look like they've been, you know, tampered with or used a little bit, is this fraying around the mudguard. And the same thing goes for the tongue. So you've got the traditional Flight Jumpman tongue here on the Jordan 4, but it's got this frayed material around the edges. Something that's pretty interesting. It's different. Don't like it. Don't hate it. It's just something that's a little bit different. A few more things I'll show you guys is here on the other sneaker. So on the left sneaker, you've got the zip tie, which I feel like that's the whole branding behind the Off-White and Jordan and Nike collabs, is this zip tie that they've been putting on the sneakers. Now this one comes in that same cream colorway. It's got the same writing that they all have, the Off-White CO, courtesy of Nike 2020 zip tie. And that one comes again in that same cream colorway as the sneaker. And then you've got the standard Jordan 4 Jumpman hang tag. Now this one comes again in that same cream colorway. And a small detail that they added on this one is they actually painted the chain right here. So the chain is actually in that same cream colorway. That's a nice detail. Obviously they could have just left it silver like they do on every other Jordan 4 hang tag, but to go above and beyond, paint that to match the sneakers, I think just shows a little more class, makes the shoe look a little bit more like elegant. And so that's something that I actually really like about this collab. It's a small detail and it doesn't really matter, but it's something that I like. I think it elevates the shoe a little bit more, puts it more in like a more premium category. And I'd love to know your opinion so far. Is this a sneaker that you're looking to cop? I guess it'll be next week when they release, July 25th, or is this something that you're ready to pass on? You're not really feeling these? I will tell you that the Bred colorway of these is something that I have to have. This colorway I could probably pass on. I'm not gonna be upset if I don't get them, but I will be going for my size and hopefully I can get them for retail. But that Bred colorway, I would be willing to pay resell for the Bred colorway. The Bred colorway, I'll pop it up on the screen. It is so sick to me. It looks more similar to the Bred. It's just got like a few variations in it. And so it's not really like an original. Like to me, this colorway is more original. However, I like that Bred colorway, and then to have it be an Off-White collab, I think just makes it so much more sick. Makes it maybe a little more hype too. But black and red Jordans are my absolute favorite colorway. So the Bred colorway will be one that I definitely want to have if they end up releasing later this year. These will be releasing again July 25th. It'll be next weekend. And I think it's going to be a hard sneaker to get. I think resale will probably be similar to the Off-White 5s that recently released. So probably in like that $600 to $1,000 price range, just depending on size and where you get it from, whether whether you barter with somebody, you know, in person, or whether you shop on StockX or Go, you know, eBay, things like that. And so I think these will definitely resell for a good bit, probably $700 to $1,000. And right now they're going for crazy numbers. I think right now these are going for around $2,000, which is insane because they release next week. Usually as you get closer to the release date, resale prices kind of drop, but right now these aren't dropping. These are still very, very expensive sneakers. And I'm happy to have these, all thanks to Sneaker Knockers. Now the last few videos I have been getting sneakers from Sneaker Knockers. They are 100% legit. They've got a VIP Discord group that you can join if you'd like to get early sneakers as well. They also help with botting if you're into botting. They get other sneakers too, like Yeezys, the general release Jordans. They get pretty much everything. So if that's something you're interested in, check out Sneaker Knockers. I'll leave a link in the description below. And so I wanted to make sure I gave a special shout out to Sneaker Knockers because they've been supplying me with some of the hottest early sneakers around. Not too many people have these already. The only person that I've seen that has them already is Unbreakable Kicks. And he gets a lot of the hottest releases as well. And so I'm excited to be one of the first people to show you guys these. And I think they look really good. I mean, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But I think these look really good. It's a shoe that would be so easy to wear, whether you're a girl or a guy. It's a very neutral color, just a totally cream shoe. I feel like girls could put together some really nice outfits with these. Maybe a little bit better than guys could, honestly. It's a shoe that I would love to have and just wear with like a light color pair of jeans, maybe some type of graphic t-shirt. For me, if I was going to style these, I'd wear something really simple and just let the shoe, you know, kind of shine on its own, because I think this shoe, while it's a neutral color, I think it really stands out, even though it doesn't get shown a lot. I love the outsole on these. The Tiffany blue is so sick. I don't know how they decided to choose that color, but I think it was the perfect color. If Virgil would have chosen another like pastel color, I don't think it would have hit the same as the Tiffany blue. This color usually does really well on any sneaker that releases. The Tiffany laces I think would look so good as well. But again, let me know what you guys think. Is this a shoe that you are going to be going for, whether to keep or to flip? It's definitely a shoe you could flip, but let me know if this is one that you'd really like to add to your collection, because I'd like to add it to mine. Hopefully I can get my size and get them for retail. It's not a shoe I want to pay resale for. If I end up missing, then I'll probably just go ahead and skip on to the next release. And that's one thing that I've learned over the years. I used to try to get so many sneakers, and now I'm okay. If I miss a sneaker, then I'll just move on to the next one, because there's going to be another one that I want just as badly, if not more than these. So best of luck to everybody trying to get these next week. Again, they release July 25th. The retail price is going to be $200, and I expect the resale to probably be somewhere around the $650, $700 to $1,000 range. And then over time, they're going to climb. So if you are looking to buy a pair for resale, I suggest you probably purchase them shortly after the release, once everybody gets their pairs in hand, because over time, this will be a shoe that drastically increases in value, just like you've seen on some of the previous popular Off-White Jordan collabs or Nike collabs. This one is going to be popular. It's an OG, and as you know, the OGs always go for more than a second, third, fourth, fifth colorway. So this being the first Off-White Jordan 4 to release, it's going to go for a good amount of money. It is a little bit odd that it's a women's release as the first release. I don't know if that's happened before. I'd honestly have to look it up, but as far as a first release for a shoe and colorway, for it to be a women's exclusive, that's actually pretty interesting. I don't know if it's happened before. I'd have to look it up, but maybe there's some significance behind that. Maybe there's not. But this is going to be a shoe that goes down as definitely a top 10 sneaker of 2020, in my opinion, if not maybe a top 5. And so best of luck again to everybody and anybody that is trying to get a pair of these. I wish you luck. And I've also got more early sneaker reviews coming. So if you liked today's video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe down below, and I'll see you on the next one.